What's going on, folks? Stormwolf here, and welcome to a new series I'm going to be starting up on the channel called Skyrim Mod Quickies. The whole purpose of this series is to cover mods that I have covered in the past if they have been converted to Special Edition, or if there has been an update to a mod to which I've covered in the past, or if there's such an armor mod or weapons mod or magic mod that doesn't really need too much in-depth coverage, but I wanted to showcase anyway. Today we're going to be taking a look at two mods that I've covered in the past. The first one is the ability to play as a dragon. It has to have a name change, so it's simply called Play as a Dragon SE now. And the other one is going to be titled the Flying Thunder God Jutsu. Both these videos I have linked down in the description below if you want to see a full coverage of them. But as I said before, we're just going to be doing a brief showcase of these two mods that have been converted to Special Edition. Upon installation of the Play as a Dragon SE, you will get a new power in your inventory called Dragon Form. You will also get something in your mod configuration. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at that now. This will give you settings in either to change things such as the button layouts, change the look of your dragon if you want to auto land, so on and so forth. You can play around with these if you wish. Once you have the mod installed and you have the power selected, you will begin your transformation as a dragon. Now, controls are a little bit difficult to get used to. As I'm using the controller, I have to continuously use the jump button to keep myself afloat. But, as you can see, as the original video, it works fairly well. We'll go ahead and fly back here. And while you're in dragon form, any shouts that you've unlocked you can actually use in this form. For this example, we're going to be using both fire and frost breath. We'll go ahead and demonstrate that one more time. Now, it can be a little bit difficult to aim as you are a dragon. However, this does work in combat. Same thing with frost breath. You can also use these spells in the air as well. Once you're done with your transformation, simply select the dragon form again. And you will transform back into your human form. However, please note that all the armor that you was wearing, the chest piece and the helm piece will be taken off of your character, so you need to re-equip that. And the second mod we're going to be covering today is the Flying Thunder God Jutsu. A lot of people has been asking me about this mod ever since I covered it back in the vanilla edition of Skyrim. Someone has taken it along the reins of actually porting this over to Special Edition. So the same premise applies. You need to go to Blue Palace, and then in the Jarl's room on the back table, you'll be introduced with 9 kunais. These are free to take. And then you'll be introduced with 4 book tomes, which actually these are fairly new, so I'll go ahead and demonstrate and explain a little bit about these book tomes now. Alright, so you'll be introduced to 4 books: the Flying Thunder God, the Flying Thunder God Mark Location, the Thunder God Mark Object, and the Remove Mark. Now these are pretty self-explanatory, but I will go ahead and demonstrate them regardless so you guys can kind of see exactly how these work. So I'll go ahead and read over these these spells. And we'll go ahead and equip them in our inventory, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate what each one of these do. So as the vanilla mod intended, if you drop one of the kunais, which we'll go ahead and drop kunai number 1, we'll go ahead and exit to the front of the building here. And if you go ahead and activate the Flying Thunder God, what this does is gives you a list of kunais. We'll go ahead and select kunai 1. And then go ahead and teleport us back to where we left the kunai. We can go ahead and pick it up off the ground. Now, if you do not wish to leave kunai, and this is one of the updated versions of this mod, these are the spells that I was talking about earlier. The first one we're going to be taking a look at is the Flying Thunder God Mark Location. This is a left-handed spell. Or I'm sorry, not left-handed spell, but a one-handed spell. It will give you the ability to mark a location. Now we have the Blue Palace selected. We'll go ahead and do the same thing we did last time. We'll go ahead and run to the front of the building. And when we activate the Flying Thunder God Jutsu, as you see, we have a new option at the bottom called Blue Palace. And now go ahead and teleports us where we marked it. Now the interesting thing about this is we can actually mark people and we can mark objects as well. So I will show you what I mean by marking objects. I'll go ahead and place this on my left hand. And we're going to be using this pot as an example. Same deal here. And as you can see, we have the object marked as the pot. And we will go ahead and teleport to where that location is. Now, as you can see, you got to be a little bit careful. This is just a little bit foolishness of me to actually do it in between the walls, but you get the gist of what I'm going for here. Easy enough. We can just go ahead and pop out of there. The interesting thing about this mod is that you can actually give these items to allies, or you can give them to followers, and you can teleport to that person once you give them that item, because that item will be marked for teleportation. I'll go ahead and try and give an example of that. We'll go ahead and mark a weapon, and then we will give it to a companion. And finally, we'll be covering the last two parts that have been added on to this mod. The ability to mark objects and give them to your companion. So I have my companion here with me. I'm going to go ahead and mark this iron rapier that we have. Well, thank you for giving back the iron rapier. So we'll go ahead and give her the weapon. Alright, and so we're going to leave her here, and we're going to go ahead and travel back over, let's see, somewhere fairly far. Let's go ahead and go back to, let's go to Winterhold. Alright, so we are now in Winterhold. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Jutsu. And as you can see, we travel back to our companion, which she had the iron rapier on hand. Now, if you ever need to delete a mark, what you can do is go ahead and use the Flying Thunder God remove mark. And this will allow you to delete marks that you've made, such as the iron rapier, the pot, the boot palace, etc., etc. So that about does it for this update for these two mods. As I said before, I will leave a description down below for the full videos of the mods I've already covered. And of course, I will leave the link in the description down for these two mods as well. If you have any other suggestions, or you know that any other mods that I've covered in the past that have been updated to special edition, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you do like the video, please go ahead and hit the like button, as it really does help out the videos grow, and it helps me keep track of what videos you guys want to see in the future. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a great day.